Hey guys, if I look familiar, I just recorded a video a few minutes ago about some things that needed to be said, and I thought I could record other videos, but I still find myself in a bad mood and I'm really upset. But I thought, you know what? Let me make this a different video. I don't want those who are struggling with their mental health to feel like they need to be judged or need to feel ashamed. So let's have an open talk about mental health, okay? I personally, from my experience, have struggled with anxiety and depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. I have traits of borderline personality disorder, and something so messed up happened, if I'm being honest, when it comes to the mental health clinic. I was there for almost 3 weeks and I wasn't properly diagnosed by the time I left. And this has obviously been tough to deal with because trying to get back in contact with those doctors has been a nightmare, to say the least. And I know some of my friends are still struggling, and I wanted this video to be somehow a bright light in a dark time. So to those who are struggling with their mental health, I wanted you guys to know that it's all going to be okay. We are allowed to struggle. Struggling doesn't mean you're weak. It actually means you're strong. If you were weak, you would have given up. Struggling means you're still fighting. You're still trying to get your head above water. And just because you're drowning doesn't mean you won't be able to get out of it. Doesn't mean you won't be able to learn how to swim. Doesn't mean you won't be able to get yourself to a better place. And I do not mean up there or down there. I mean a better place mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I can say, as someone who's also faced suicidal issues due to these mental issues, sometimes it feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes it feels like you're just stuck, that nothing's gonna get better. Sometimes you might even give up on yourself because it feels like too much work to have to go at it every single day, but it has to do with how you see it, with your perspective. You could see it as, oh, I have to go through this for the rest of my life, I have to keep fighting. Or you could see it as, with every battle comes a lesson. And the more you learn, the more it strengthens you. And I wish I had someone that could tell me these things, like I'm telling you now. But it's very easy to get caught up in what society expects of you, what the world expects of you, hell, what your family expects of you. It's very easy to get caught up in what's the norm, what should be accepted. And it's very easy to blame yourself for things that have gone wrong in your life. Trust me, I know. But those horrible things that happened to you, it wasn't your fault. And it took a lot of time and self-reflection to learn that your trauma isn't you. It's a part of you, but it's not you. Unfortunately, it's some tough lessons that we had to learn. And the best thing about hitting rock bottom is that there's nowhere to go but up. And I know I have friends who watch my channel and they're struggling with depression, that are battling suicidal thoughts every single day, that experience anxiety attacks where it feels like nothing will ever be okay again. And I want to say that you've got this. Trust me. You've got this. There will be days where it feels like you don't even want to get out of bed. There will be days where you wonder, how the hell did I get into this situation? Or there will be days where you are hard on yourself and you think, what is wrong with me that I have to be in this situation? What is wrong with me that I can't get out of it? That I can't heal from it? And it's not your fault. Your mental health is important. It's more important than that boy you're talking to or that girl you're talking to that can't make up their mind about whether they want to be with you or not, or whatever situationship you're stuck in, whatever flip-floppy parent or family member that just keeps coming into your life and disappearing. It's more important than all of that. You need to put yourself first. Because, hey, the fact is, we're all gonna die alone. And I'm not saying this in a bad sense. Like, yes, you have a funeral, you have people around you. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm like, think of it realistically. When you die, everyone else doesn't die with you. You die alone. It'll only be you that passes in that moment. So, why would you put everyone else's needs above your own? Because I have to accept it. One of the things that triggered my anxiety was death. And I had to accept that not only is saying, oh, you're gonna die alone, it's not a bad thing. Because it's just a fact. Your body is gonna be buried. You're the one that's gonna pass on. So why are you afraid to take care of yourself? Because other people don't want you to? Because they call it being selfish? Being greedy? Being conceited? Ever heard these things before? No. Mental health is important. Because those who have experienced struggles, and I'm not saying struggles like, oh, I was 10 minutes late to work and my boss nearly hit me with something or screamed, or I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the struggles in here. When you've experienced it and you survived it. And even if you have to say you're a survivor by surviving it literally every day, if you're surviving it, you'll know. You'll know exactly what the other person, not exactly, but you'll have an idea of what the next person's going through. But if you haven't experienced it or don't know how to deal with it, you're going to treat other people harshly for it. And that's why it's really, really important to make sure that you surround yourself with the right people. One thing that we learned from all of the health things that we had done, all the doctors I had seen, all the tests, all the medicine, all the whatever. One of the things we learned is that mental health is so important that trauma literally lives inside the body. And if you let it go on for too long, it eventually makes you sick. Even if it's in your subconscious. And what's interesting is that we learned, well, a part of it, we don't actually know the full root cause, but a part of what causes my spasms is extreme stress, extreme anxiety, which raises your acidity levels in your body, in your stomach, causes acid reflux, slows down the bowel, and can make you extremely sick. This is why I'm saying mental health is important. If you have any friend that you know of, any friend, family member, partner that's going through this, be kind. Be kind to them. Instead of going, oh, you're so lazy, you just never want to get out of bed. Go to them and say, how are you feeling today? What's on your mind? And sometimes if they don't know what to say, just hug them. A hug could mean way more than you think it does. Could just be a hug to you. Could be the one thing that they needed to get through the day. And this is something that I learned at the mental health clinic because I was never a hugger. I would give people looks when they would hug me. Because I'd be like, okay, are you done yet? Can you let go of me now? And now I'm actually someone who I enjoy hugs. Especially if I know I'm not feeling okay, I would want a hug. So, for those who are struggling, everything's gonna be okay. Find something, anything. And I'm not saying drugs, I'm not saying alcohol. Because I know a few of my friends will be like, oh yeah, I love beer. No, I'm not saying alcohol. I'm saying find, and the dog agrees with me, find things in your life that make you happy. Whether it's watching a series that you've watched a million times, whether it's, I don't know, ordering that pizza that you've always wanted to get but you always feel bad about it because, I don't know, maybe it's pricey or something. You know, you get those. I'm the kind of person that I will feel bad about the price of something, then I won't buy it. That's why I'm grateful I have friends that spoil me. But find things that will make you smile. Whether it's reading a book, watching a movie like I said, going on a hike, going on a walk, I don't know, doing cycling, anything, just to keep your mind preoccupied. One of the things that helped me a lot is my writing. Writing books, it really, really helps me get through the day if I need to. Or my studies. If it wasn't for being busy, having to go to campus, having to do notes, if it wasn't for that, I probably would have been in a much worse place than I was. And believe me, it was no picnic. So I just wanted you to know that everyone has something that they're struggling with. Everyone. You're not alone. It may feel lonely when you're in those dark spaces of your mind and you can't escape it. But let me tell you, that sip of alcohol, that smoke of a cigarette, that taste of a blunt or a joint or a bong, that connection with a toxic ex or a toxic situationship, that friendship that's always on and off and is never in a stable situation, those will never help you get out of the dark places that you need to get out of. You'll only be digging the hole deeper for yourself until you literally won't be able to get out of it. But there's more to life than struggling. And I know this is a very deep video, but I mean, even I will probably watch it when I feel low. Because sometimes we just need someone there to say, you've got this, and that it's all gonna be okay. I had someone in my life for a short time that was there saying this to me every day, and it meant the world to me. And yes, that person was taken out of my life. Wasn't my choice, wasn't theirs. But their memory lives on in me. And that's why I'm able to say to you guys, it's all gonna be okay. Your trauma is there to mean something. It's to teach you something. And trust me, I know it sucks. I know it sucks. Having to put on a fake smile, pretend everything's fine. Feeling like getting out of bed and going somewhere is such a drag. Not wanting to do anything, just wanting to lay still and forget the world exists. I get that. But you see, the thing is, when you realize the world doesn't stop when you want it to, the world's not going to stop for anyone. But when you realize that the world is not going to stop just because you're in pain, that the days will keep on going, the years will keep passing by, sun will still shine. Once you realize that life won't wait for you to be okay, that you need to decide whether you are going to fight or not, that your happiness depends on you. That's the important part. And trust me, I know I say trust me a lot, but for someone with trust issues, it's very funny for me to say trust me. But for someone who's going to be watching these videos, I need to say trust me, because sometimes I have to watch my own videos to trust myself, okay? Sometimes I have to do that. But once you realize that the only person who's capable of having an opinion that matters to you is you, once you realize that the way you see yourself is the only thing that matters and not the way other people perceive you, that gives you so much power, and you will learn a lot, especially when you learn to stop doing all the talking and rather be the one that listens. you will learn a lot. You'll see people for who they truly are, and you'll become more observant. And being observant is a skill. And unfortunately, some people are just really oblivious. But it's a skill. Anyone can learn it if you're willing to. But also don't become too reliant on the things that helps you find yourself. Because it becomes like an addiction. Say watching TV every single day. Say you're watching Netflix. Watching Netflix every single day is what helps you cope. And suddenly some financial thing happens and you're not able to pay for Netflix, so now you're not able to watch. You feel like you're gonna spiral again. You're gonna go back into that dark place. You can't allow that to happen. You can't. That's why I say find things that make you happy. You can say Netflix, cars, cooking, dancing, book writing, drawing, any of those things. If it makes you happy, make a list. And let me know, should I make a video on how to help when going through a panic attack? I've only thought of that now. Trust me, I'll probably be the one watching that as well. Because I know there are some anxiety relieving videos where they start it out and they have about 10 minutes about telling you that they're going to do the things and they're not doing the things, and you're already here holding on to dear life trying to breathe, and these guys are telling you da, 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 da. You're like, get to the freaking point. So let me know, should I? Maybe I will. We shall see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, it all gets better from here. It might suck, but eventually things will get better.